Okay, so this video is just to give you an overview of my guitar rig and what I use at gigs and sessions and wherever I might play. A lot of people ask me what the heck is that I'm playing, because it's not a regular amp setup. So I thought to give you a bit of a guided tour, just to explain a little bit what's going on here. So what we see here, this is the guitar rig of the 21st century. So gone are the big heavy valve amps, and it's now been replaced by this sucker here, which is the Axe FX2 by Fractal Audio. These guys have got it sewn up when it comes to amp simulators or all that sort of stuff. Basically what an amp simulator is, can't get this camera focused, is amp simulator simulates the normal workings of an amplifier system. So an amplifier system is made up of three components. One, the preamplifier, which is where your tone knob, tone controls are located, and your power amplifier, which is the section at the back of the amplifier which powers, where you get most of your power from, and then the speakers. The Fractal Audio emulates these three components of your amplifier setup to perfection. Now there are cheaper versions or cheaper types of these types of amp simulators out, like the Line 6, but this one is the best. Doesn't get any better than that. So that's the XFX2, and what I'm running them to is two QSC 10-inch K10 monitors. They're rated at 1000 watts each, so they're plenty loud. And then to control the XFX, I use this unit, which is called the MFC 101. It allows me to change presets on the XFX, so you can see when I change to Cameron Atomica, it says Cameron Atomica in the display there. And I can also change things like turn the phaser off, turn the compressor on or off, whatever. Plus I've got the ability to be able to control different things like volume and effects levels and wah with an expression pedal. Sometimes I'll use 2 or even 3. You can use up to 4 expression pedals, plus have extra switches, external switches through the back of this MFC 101. Sometimes what I'll use in bigger gigs is my trusty old faithful Mesa Boogie Stereo 250 power amp, valve power amp. That's a stereo power amp, and that will run normally mono into this Laney box, which has got greenbacks in it, greenback speakers, which I really like. And what I'll do, I'll run the XFX stereo with all the effects, delays, reverbs, phasers, flanges, whatever you want, running through stereo into the QSC K10s, and then I'll run a dry signal into the Laney 212 into the Mesa Boogie, which is just pure amp sounds running into that with no effects or anything on it. And I'll run a stereo XLR from the back of the Axe FX2, and I'll spin that around for you so you can have a look at it. So stereo output straight into the PA. Okay, so this is looking at the back of the Axe FX2. I've got here my inputs, and normally I'll run my guitar. I can either run my guitar through the front or the back, but normally I'll run it through the front just because it's easier to plug my guitar in and out. If I want, I can plug a second instrument in, like my acoustic guitar, and have 2 instruments plugged in at the one time, and then switch between the two. Here we've got input 2, so you can use it as a send effects sender loop, effects loop for sending and returning effects through the unit, but I don't really use that. Here I've got my balance outputs. Now these outputs will normally run out to my Q10, my QSCs, K10s. I'll run a stereo signal out into those speakers, and then from the output of those speakers I'll run straight to the mixing desk. And then I've got output 2, which I'll run a signal from that into my Mesa Boogie power amp for that dry signal. We've got some digital ins and outs for recording. I'll use the AES output straight into Pro Tools for my recording. USB is very handy. You can record through the USB, but I mainly just use it for plugging in, uploading firmware and changing settings via the software editor on the computer. MIDI in and out for controlling different foot switches, which I don't use. I use the MFC Cat5 control for the MFC controller. So that's the back of the unit. So yeah. Okay, I'm just going to play through some of the sounds that I normally use live on some of my guitars, just to give you an idea of some of the sounds that you can get out of this thing. Alright, so that hopefully gives you a bit of an overview of what it is, how it works, and what it sounds like. If you've got any questions, feel free to shoot me a YouTube message. But yeah, for those guitarists out there that still stuck in the old 20th century with their valve amps, I'm quite happy to let you stay there. But for me, I'm more than happy with the state of the way things are with new technologies coming out, and things just getting better and better and better, and this thing just keeps sounding better and better. They keep releasing new firmware updates, which means they change the software inside of the unit just to enhance the sound and give it more better clarity and better definition. So yeah, so that's the Axe FX2. Thanks.